Hey guys, it's Alan, the Fireman 1028, and today we are on the Blue Ridge Parkway right here at the French Broad River, if you can see that behind us. And I'm here with my Honda Transalp 750, 2024 model. And today what we're going to do is we're going to ride it up and down the parkway, and we're going to talk about the 5 things we like about the Honda Transalp and the 5 things that we don't. So let's hop aboard and let's go for a ride. All right, guys, so let's hop on our Honda Transalp 750. Let's take a little ride. We've got our 360 camera going. Kind of cool to see how that turns out. We're not running our front-facing camera because we don't really need that many angles, so let's put our gloves on. Let's go for a ride. Kickstand up. So we're at right now, what is the end of the Blue Ridge Parkway, since there's part of the road that's still closed from the damage from Hurricane Helene back in October of last year. So this is this is about a 10-mile section that's open, and it's just enough for us to kind of get a good feel for the bike. So let's talk about the 5 things that we love about the Honda Transalp 750. Number 1 is the sound. I absolutely love the way this bike sounds. This 270-degree crank parallel twin 755cc engine is an absolute gem. The engine sounds fantastic. Even in stock, it does not even need an aftermarket pipe. This thing sounds incredible. And like I said, I'll put a little exhaust clip here. At the end of this right here, but it sounds absolutely incredible. I would not change a thing about the way this bike sounds, and I really wouldn't even worry about putting an aftermarket for less weight, because I mean, it's a 450-pound bike. Who cares about it 2 pounds? You know, if I'm gonna take some weight off the bike, it's gonna be off of myself, not off the bike. So number 1 thing we love about it is the sound. The number 2 thing we love about the Honda Transalp is the power. In US spec, you get 83 horsepower, which is plenty of power for a bike of this size. In Europe, they get more, but in the United States, we get 83 horsepower, which with the weight comes out to about 5.5 pounds per horsepower. For comparison, our KTM 390 Adventure comes out to about 9 pounds per horsepower, and that's considered to be a fairly lightweight bike. So you definitely get a very good power to weight ratio with the Honda Transalp, even with the 83 horsepower. The number 3 thing we love about the Honda Transalp is going to be the reliability. This thing is a tank. This is a Honda. It's built to a very certain standard, and Honda does not compromise on their quality. I've had 2 KTM 890s, and one actually left me stranded and left me out in the middle of nowhere on a late Sunday evening, and I promptly sold that bike, even though it was probably just a fluke. The 890 Adventure R, that one, every time I go to crank it up, I would just kind of hold my breath and just not sure, is this thing going to start up? When you're in your driveway, that's not that big of a deal. But when you're out in the middle of the woods or somewhere else, that's kind of a big deal. You got to be able to know that up front of just the confidence that your bike is going to start. So I'm going to put reliability as one of the huge keys, and one of the things I love about the Honda Transalp 750. The fit and finish. Let's talk about fit and finish. Honda, typically they do not compromise on the quality of their bikes, and that goes to the fit and finish that they bring out. From the fasteners to how the panels fit together to the clarity of the TFT screen, they just build everything right. And I'm very happy with the quality and the fit and finish of this bike, and we'll put that as one of the top things that we like about the bike. What was that? That was number 4. Number 5. The number 5 thing that we love about the Honda Transalp is it's a unicorn. And when I say unicorn, I love multi-purpose bikes. I love bikes that you can do all kinds of things with. So let's talk about this bike here being a unicorn. Can it do this right here? Blue Ridge Parkway, go eat up a bunch of miles on the interstate? Yes, the addition of cruise control definitely helps with that. But this bike is a mile muncher. Can you go off-roading with it? Yes. I haven't personally done it yet, and I plan on doing it. But I've seen tons of videos, and Dork in the Road and Big Rock Moto, Ian and Big Rock Moto. They've done a lot of off-roading with these bikes, and they're very capable. And I think both would agree that this bike is about 9/10 of what a Yamaha Tenere 700 is, which is a pretty hardcore bike when it's properly set up. So can you go off-road? Yes. Is this thing sporty? Could you carve corners with it? Absolutely you could. Is it a good commuter? It's a perfect commuter bike. So, is it too big? No. Is it too small? No. Is it too much power? No. Is it too little power? No. It is the Goldilocks of bikes, or the unicorn. So this thing, it just checks off every single box. Does it do anything perfect? No, but it does everything so very well. So I call this the unicorn of motorcycles, and that's one of the things I love about the Honda Transalp. All right, so we've talked about the 5 things that we love about the Honda Transalp. Now let's talk about the 5 things that we don't like about the Honda Transalp. So, like we said before, this bike is built to a price point, and there were some things that they cut corners on, and it does show. Number one thing would be the suspension. They could have gave us a little better suspension with some adjustability in it, but you know what? It is what it is. So, the lack of adjustable suspension is one of those things. Simple things like the 12-volt outlet up here. I've got a video, and actually it did really well, was the installation of a 12-volt outlet. This bike is a 2024, and it's supposed to be a touring bike amongst other things, and they didn't give us a damn 12-volt outlet. So it's little things like that are cost-cutting measures. And then there's some bigger things. I mean, it's ride-by-wire, so there's no reason in the world why this bike should not have cruise control. The Viridian system costs, I think it's like $400 for the Viridian system. From Honda, from the factory, it would cost them probably $20, $30 to put factory cruise control on this bike. But again, those things right there are just a few of the items that are cost-cutting measures that Honda did to keep this bike at a price point. So the number one thing we don't like about it is some of the budget features of the bike. The number 2 thing we don't like about the Honda Transalp is the looks. The looks are meh. Is it ugly? No. Is it good looking? Also no. Now, had we got the white model that they got in the rest of the world, this is not on the list. This actually goes to a positive. But this flat black, just meh color scheme that we got here in the US, it just, it doesn't look great. The front end looks like it came right off of a CB500X, and it's just not, it's not offensive, but it's not, it doesn't wow you. It doesn't make you, hold up, don't you pull out in front of me. It doesn't make you stop and look at it. It's not one of those bikes that when you walk away from it, you turn around and take a look at it. It's not one of those bikes. I would go to say that my Kawasaki Versys X300 is a better looking bike than the Honda Transalp. So we're going to put looks as the number 2 thing we don't like about the Honda Transalp. All right, so let's go back to horsepower. So the number 3 thing, now I put the power as a positive for this bike. I'm going to list it as a negative as well. In the United States, like I said before, we get an 83 horsepower model. The rest of the world, and especially Europe, 90.5. Honda, come on, bro. Why you taking 7.5 horsepower away from us on this bike? I think 90 horsepower would make this thing just perfect. Now, there are some companies out there who have done dynos and who have unlocked the ECU and have done some amazing things with this thing. But seriously, what's the reasoning for giving us, look, I got cruise control set. What's the reasoning for giving us less horsepower than the rest of the world? So I'm going to put horsepower as the number 3 thing that we don't like about the Honda Transalp. It's the number 2 thing we like, and the number 3 thing we don't. All right, so the number 4 thing we don't like about the Honda Transalp is the lighting, the headlight. LED light, you'd think it'd be a very bright, Honda's really good about their headlights. This LED headlight sucks. I did I got a video, and I'll post it here, on the way to the gym. I go to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I've been taking out the various bikes and doing just kind of a morning, my normal routine to kind of see what we think about the headlights. And this LED headlight sucks. 3D Cycle Parts, good company, and I'm going to do some work with them in the future. They have a really good auxiliary light kit, but to fix the factory deficiencies, you got to go spend $400 or $500 to get a good set of fog lights to make this thing visible. So I'm going to put the headlight is the number 4 thing we do not like about the Honda Transalp. All right, so the number 5 thing that we do not like about the Honda Transalp is it's just not exciting. And you know, honestly, you could view that as a positive, or you could view that as a negative. This is just not an exciting motorcycle. If we had the 90 horsepower that they get in Europe, you know, maybe it might be a lot more exciting of a bike. But the 83 that we get here, you know, the positives were it doesn't do anything special. Well, that's also one of the negatives. It's not an exciting bike. Is it dead nuts reliable? Yes. Will it do some off-roading? Yes. Will it carve some corners? Also yes. But is it exciting? Not so much. So a boring bike is what it is. If it looked better, that'd be one thing. It just doesn't, you know. Is it very capable? 100%. Is it exciting? No. So the number 5 thing we don't like about the bike is the looks. Alright guys, so there you go. There's our 5 things we like and the 5 things that we don't like about the Honda Transalp. If you saw anything that you liked, please hit the like button. Give me a comment if you think I'm dead on, if you think I'm wrong. And the ultimate compliment for me is to subscribe to the channel. You know, we're growing every morning I wake up. I look at the subscriber count, only look at it one time a day because you can obsess over it otherwise. And our subscriber count is growing every single day. We got tons of cool stuff that we're getting ready to do with the bikes. We're getting to the point where we can actually do some off-road riding now, which I'm really excited about. So again, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys. God bless. Roll Tide. And remember, tomorrow needs you. Thank you guys.